The Minnesota Vikings started Sunday with $12.3 million in cap space, and then it's gone, right? After they allocated $12 million of that to Yannick Ngakoue, which, by the way, is a steal, where you give up $6 million just to come to Minnesota. Love to see it. So yes, even though hashtag cap is a myth, the reason it is because the Vikings have so many flexible, non-guaranteed contracts. Case in point, left tackle Riley Reiff, and is currently due to make a $10.9 million base salary in 2020 with zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell pennies of that contract guaranteed before week one. So he also has a $13.2 million cap hit. The Vikings could free up $11 million in cap space as a post-June 1st cut or trade. $2.2 million dead this year, $2.2 million dead next year. Small price to pay to free up a significant portion of salary cap. And we talked last week at a minimum, Reiff would be a prime restructure and or pay cut candidate. So I think that's at least going to go on at minimum if he is retained on the 53-man roster. But here's an interesting development. So Sunday, Vikings veterans were given a day off. Riley Reiff was among them. So the first team starting offensive line tackles were left tackle Brian O'Neill, right tackle Olisimaka Uda, my guy. Let's go. And Oli Udoh is quietly having a phenomenal camp after he missed a significant portion of time after he tested positive for COVID-19. Brian O'Neill, we've talked ever since he came in from Pitt. He's a left tackle at Pitt, been doing phenomenal things at right tackle, and I've gotten to the point where I would like to see him stay at right tackle since he already has that established, and of course flip-flopping. Vikings have had some not great experience with that, but the move from right tackle to left tackle, it's big. It is a big deal, and O'Neill has already established himself as one of the best right tackles in the league, so do you really want to mess with that? But we will mess with that if it means that Riley Reiff may be gone. Possibility, right? So how much do you read into this? Yes, it was only one practice. Yes, it was because the veterans were out, all this and all that, but why would they do this? Why would they do this if they weren't at least intrigued by it? Because you have that right tackle who's firmly entrenched. Why all of a sudden flipping sides, getting some reps, even if it is for one practice? So it's obvious that they're just kind of, take a look at, see how it looks on the practice film. And if it looks good, if they're trying out these theories, maybe they will pull the trigger on Riley Reiff. Maybe the front office talked about, hey, coaching staff, hey, Kubiak, hey, Dennison, don't be so attached to 71. He may be on the move. So it's, man, there's a lot to do. There's 2 weeks before the season, and all of a sudden you're going to move on from your left tackle, which I had come to terms that Kubiak and Dennison do love veterans. They do love stability. But at that price tag, I don't know. And again, it's not so much that Riley Reiff is overpaid. Well, he is. But his salary ranks 15th, 16th in the NFL in terms of average per season. That's about where he is. But the fact that the Vikings don't have to pay him that money, as well as they're in a cap crunch, I think that does make sense. As well as you pair the O'Neill move with the last week Ezra Cleveland, the rookie second-round pick from Boise State, took a few snaps at left tackle with Reiff inside at left guard. All of the circumstantial evidence paired up with the Vikings do need to make some moves this season to free up cap space, and not only to potentially facilitate an extension for Dalvin Cook, but just because things will happen. Players will go on IR via alien abductions, and teams will need to bring up players from the practice squad or sign street free agents. That takes money. That will count against the cap. So the fact that the Vikings are running into the season with next to nil, dental floss thin cap, they're going to have to do something. And I think that since Riley Reiff does not figure to be in the long-term future plans of the Vikings, pulling this trigger at right now does make sense. And if the team is sold on Ezra at left tackle or the O'Neill left tackle, Udoh right tackle combo, which you're going to pull this out like a week before the season, it's still rough. Or they could revisit that trade option. So I think that the ballyhooed Reiff to the Chargers for Desmond King deal, I think that's dead at this point in the season. I think the Vikings would only want draft picks and trade compensation. So why not revisit the Eagles? Pretty Ricky Spielman call up Howie Roseman. It's like, hey, Howie, you know how you bent me over the barrel for the Sam Bradford trade just because we were desperate because you had leverage? Yeah, shoes on the other foot, buddy. So Eagles lost all-world guard Brandon Brooks, as well as they just lost Andre Dillard last week with a bicep injury. So they're both gone. Dillard was going to be their starting left tackle. They brought back Jason Peters to start at guard for Brandon Brooks, but now what the hell are they going to do? Are they going to roll out 75-year-old Jason Peters yet again at left tackle, or are they going to trust it with rookie 6th-round pick Prince Tega Wanogho, who I liked in the draft coming out of Auburn, not to start week 1 of his rookie season? So I think that the Eagles, if they do have some aspirations of competing this year, although Jalen Reagor's now dinged up with labrums, maybe they're just going to tank. Maybe they're just going to take a knee and then replace Carson Wentz or Trey Lance. NDSU Bison for Bison. That would make sense. But even though the Eagles have next to zero cap space, when has that ever stopped a deal from getting done? When? Like Howie Roseman, respect, has been extremely good about restructuring deals, kicking the can down the road, and freeing up cap space. So Riley Reiff and a 5th-round pick, 2020 5th-round pick for your 2021 5th-round pick for 2021 2nd-round pick, Eagles. Get it done. Get it done. So I'm excited. Man, you thought this was going to be a quiet week? Get out of here. Shoot. All right, so your thoughts. Riley Reiff cutting or being traded. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.